What's up, everyone? So today we're going to be playing a new series, a little game called Oxygen Not Included. So I played this game in the past, and they just recently, within the last couple weeks, did a new update called the Thermal Upgrade. So there's some new stuff in there that I haven't tinkered around with before. But we'll start playing this series here, and let's see what kind of progress we can make. So let's start a new game. The highest cycle I played through in the other playthroughs, I want to say, is around cycle 70 something, cycle 80, in that range there. Let's see what we got for our little peeps. Nails, creative, learning, strength, slow learner. That's fine. I can care less about that. Destructive. He's destructive when he gets stressed. Alright, we have a learning. He's negative learning. She's learning. So they kind of balance each other out. But she's narcoleptic, so she could fall asleep anywhere, anytime. What's this guy? He's a cooker. That would help with food for sure. As far as cooking goes, construction, building speed, but he's going to eat a lot. You know what? I think we're going to run with those guys. I'm not going to shuffle them. I might shuffle this guy here. Let's just shuffle this guy. Alright, so she's a little more round, all around rounded kind of individual, can do a little bit of everything, but she's also narcoleptic. I don't know if I want two of them that are narcoleptic. Have people sleeping all the time. Bottomless stomach, just tinkering. So you can't do research. That's fine though, because she can do research. So cooking, medicine, strength. Can eat anything. I know his core is like really low, but that just means he won't get stressed out as much when he's not in a nice decor area. So I think we can go with those guys there. So let's figure out a name for our colony real quick. Let's call it let's just call it the rabbit hole. Alright, because in this game here, the more you go in the one direction, you start going into another one, and it's just like a big rabbit hole. You constantly seems like going further and further just to get a few things done. Alright, yep. I know. Crew's woken up in miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got there. It might be best to start digging. Alright, so if you've never played this game before, we'll go over some of the controls briefly, but basically, you can scroll in, scroll out to zoom out. Your cursor, when you highlight over certain things, it tells you what the material is. So this part right here is called oxalite. It makes oxygen. As you can see, there's little bubbles. Right here is from the oxalite. So over time, as this produces more and more oxygen, it'll start to disappear. Or if we harvest it, it'll disappear right away. But right now, it's our only oxygen source. So we're definitely not going to harvest it right off the bat. They do have some more oxalite here. Looks like a little bit of oxalite there. A little bit there. Sandstone is... we're going to be one of our most, I guess, common or prevalent materials to begin with. As you can see, all this stuff here is sandstone. So it'll be used to build a lot of things at the beginning. This here is algae. Algae has its purpose. As you move out further and further, you get more and more different materials. So see right here, we're in the copper. Copper's there. This is coal. Of course, coal has its usefulness. There's dirt. There's these plants right here that you want to harvest, just for, like, mealwood is a way you can make food with mealwood. Bristlebriar is something you can harvest for decor. I think the bristle blossom you can harvest and it's some type of food, I believe. Could be wrong. And then you start getting into, there's some water pockets here, water pockets there. I don't want to do that. I want to look further. Can we scroll down a little bit? Yeah, there we go. So WASD is the norm, up, down, left, right. But so we have water here, water here, water here. It's actually some good spots. Eventually we could navigate all this water down below. And of course, you have to deal with gases of different types in this game. So oxygen, we have to constantly make oxygen to survive. As we make oxygen, we'll go carbon dioxide, and there's also hydrogen that'll start happening as well. Those are the three main gases you'll deal with in the beginning, and the elements kind of work as they would naturally in the real world. So hydrogen floats, so it naturally goes to the top. It's the lightest the gas. The carbon dioxide is the heavier gas, so it naturally sinks. Your oxygen is going to stay in between the two. So if you do your base right, you can make it to where your hydrogen can go up to the top, and your carbon dioxide will go up to the bottom, and all your optimized breathable gas will stay in the center. And if you make your base in the center, you know, it kind of makes it to where you can manage your gases that way. So we're going to go ahead and start. Let's take it off a pause, and let's zoom in a little bit. But we're going to start by digging. So we need to dig out some of these items here, and I like to do at least 4 high when I'm digging. I'm going to dig there. We also want to dig this way. So we're going to start digging, kind of scope out some things that we can do. I have my dig key switched to the F button, so it makes it easier. You can also come over here where you have your other icons and click on those to do certain things. But hotkeying your more common tasks makes it a little bit easier instead of having to constantly come down here. You can also change your priority on things by clicking this. You can see that it has a priority of 5. If you want it to go from 1 through 9, you could change that here. You would just select and then come over here and highlight what you want to change, and everything over here is a 6 now. So this will take priority over this side. Everybody should be eventually going on this side, as you can see. We'll go ahead and do this as well as a 6. Right click kicks you out, puts you back to where your regular cursor. We're going to want to make some of this right here as well. Start making it like a base. So they have all these icons at the bottom, which have different functions, but this is tile. When you select on it, you'll see that right now we have sandstone. As in the future, we'll start getting other resources, so that you can start selecting which resource you want it to be made out of. So we're gonna go ahead and make that sandstone, and make that out of sandstone, like that there. We also need to see about getting some storage. But storage gives off heat. Right now we're wanting to build this out so that we can make beds, because you guys need, you little people need beds, your duplicates need beds in order to be happy, so to speak. So part of this game is not only surviving, but managing the happiness of your little duplicates down there. Up here at the top you have a high stress meter, and it'll fill up the percentage as they get more and more stressed. So if you hover over it, you can see all your duplicates, and you can see who's stressed the most. And there's things in the game to help monitor that. What's this right here? There's some type of... oh, it's a muck root. Okay, yeah, it's a muck root. That's something that could be eaten. So we need to make... massage tables handle stress when they start getting overly stressed. Oh, he must have fell through. I'm going to need to make a ladder real quick so that he can get back up. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's go ahead and cancel that right there. There we go. And let's put ladder. Oh, I gotta harvest this right here, so let's harvest that. Can we harvest it? Is it not harvesting? We'll just dig it up. It's in the way. So, and let's get a couple beds. Let's do here, 2, 3. We'll make a 4th. That way, when we get another duplicate, we have a bed ready for him. Yeah, get that out the way, buddy. And let's make another ladder. You wanna make a ladder yet? There we go. We need storage, but I don't want to put it right up in this area here because the storage gives off heat. Tell you what, let's go ahead and ladder all the way up to there. Alright. And what we'll do, see, the new thermal thing adds temperature control into the game, which wasn't there before. I mean, you had to worry about getting too hot. But now they have issues with being too cold, being too hot, things of that nature. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Ladder up to there. 4. I really don't want to take out that oxalite just yet. So let's go ahead and cancel this here. Alright, and we're going to let them take that out real fast because I want to put the storage in an area that's not going to be right by where they sleep because I don't want the heat from the storage influencing them negatively in that way. So ideally you would put your storage and your machines at a higher altitude just because heat rises, so you want to keep that away from where the center of the colony would be. Tell you what, let's do this. We'll do this here. They can't get to this over here, so they won't even try. But we'll go ahead and do some more ladders to here. And let's do some more digging. So that's going to be 4. A ceiling of 4. That'll be good. We'll do D4. So 4. Like so. Alright. And that will now start being the area where we'll start putting machines. So to beef this up, like that. We do want to tile this. And we'll make that a higher priority. That way they don't fall into the water. If they fall into the water, they'll drown, and I won't be able to get them out, so. Oh, looks like we got sand. Yep. Sand's gonna fall because it has no support, so we have to be careful of that. Dig 7. Do like that. Alright. So I'm gonna do a brief pause on camera and let them do more of this stuff here, and then I'll BRBs. Alright, and we're back, guys. Alright, so making some technological advancements, so to speak. They gotta have a place to go to the potty, so you have to put a bathroom down, of course. We also have a lot of storage up here. We may have to make another storage compactor just for raw material because we have these kind of sorted. And see, this one here's got dirt. This one's just going to store raw materials. This one's going to be seeds. This one here, we have it set to filtration medium. Alright, so that'll be like sand. And then this one here is a little bit of everything except for fertilizer. I don't want to put fertilizer in any of these because if you do, it starts to give off contaminated air. And then it starts polluting the air in this area here. So we'll put fertilizer in a different spot when we start coming into contact with a lot of that. I also had to, somehow they got set on 9, so all these guys were doing was sweeping and putting stuff in storage. So that's one thing to monitor is your priority setting. So I put all at 5, so it's a basic 5. They have nothing else that's priority, they'll start doing that. But I probably should put it to 4. That way, if they do anything else, they'll sweep. See, right now they're building and they're sweeping because they have no other things to do at the moment. So we're actually about to fix this because this was water and they broke into it and it started draining down here. So we kind of need to filter this water down even further to this area. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to build a little step. Let's do that. Actually, let's go ahead and change the priority on it. Get that done ASAP. And if we do that, this is no, it's fertilizer. That's oxalate. So let's see. Let's go ahead and change that to 7. See, they can only go so far out. We'll do all that there. And then let's go ahead and do that first. Let's get that done. These guys here need to get down there and start digging. We do have another duplicate coming in about 70 seconds, which is good. What are you guys doing? Why aren't we going down there to dig? Stop sweeping. Alright, let's just go ahead and change this to 4. Ignore that. Can you get down here? Yeah. No? Maybe so? Be nice if you could, buddy. They should be able to go in the water and do this. I don't know why they're not. That's odd. See, they're still collecting even though they have a higher priority over here. See, he can go through that water. I'll tell you what, can we dig straight down then? Let's try that. Let's do that. That should be a priority of 5 by default. So that should take priority over collecting. And let's see if they engage in that. Yep, they're doing that. Alright, maybe it's just, it's too high and they'll drown if they go in there. So we could go ahead and do this then. So let's go ahead and do all this. They should be able to swim though. They've always been able to do that in the past. Let's do 7. Actually, you know what? Let's not. Cancel that. Let's dig. We got 1, 2, 3. We need to dig all of this right here out. And then we'll do a ladder from here to there. Oh, look, now they're going over there. See that? Now they're going over there. Little goobers. Why they weren't doing that before, I don't know. Alright, he's going to build the ladder down. We'll let him do this, and then I'll be back. Alright, and we're back, guys. So, got a few things done. We diverted most of the water down here. All this is kind of diverted down here. We'll clean that up more, but for the most part, it's in the area where we need it to be. We need to get some of this copper in order to make some type of oxygen source. So, if we go right here, we have this algae deoxidizer, which converts algae into oxygen. But you needed metal in order to build one. So we're going to build one. Put one right there. And that'll start making some oxygen for us. Also on our agenda, it says we need a food source. So we're going to try to clean this area out here to make a food source. Start planting food. But we can't plant food yet until we start farming research. So in order to do that, we have to start getting a research station up and going. If we're going to do a research station, we need power to do that research. So that means we got to make some type of power source. Excuse me. So early on in this game, a manual generator is what we're going to need. Now, I don't want to put this stuff in an area that's going to generate heat, so we're thinking about farming this up here in order to make ourselves a little workstation area. It'll be high enough to where it shouldn't be bothering us for heat. And we have a new duplicate, so let's see who we have. So this one here can't perform cooking, but 5 creativity, 7 learning, and 3 strength. The learning is really nice. This guy cannot do combat, but he has good digging skill, moves really well, and he has good learning as well. This one's a cook and has a good construction, but can't dig. That's kind of a no-no this early on in the game, because we need everybody that can dig. So I'm thinking we're gonna go with this girl here. She seems like the best one. So let's go ahead and print her. Get her printed up. We want to start getting some of this laid out. Like that. And we also need to start canceling all this for now. I don't want that interfering. Alright. So we need to get that oxygen source up priority number 1. So let's do that like that. We'll do change these to 6. And then we'll dig. That'll be a 6 as well. Can do 4 high? Yeah. Let's just dig all this out. Like so. And everybody's asleep. So we still have food, but food's going to be an issue soon if we don't get some type of farm going and some type of way to produce food. We could make one of these micro mushers, which we probably will have to, and it takes sand and water and makes it into a mush bar, which is very basic, but it'll be sufficient for getting basic food production up. Kind of want to leave this area here to put more cots down as we get more duplicates, so we have about 900 and something seconds before we get another duplicate that's going to come. This guy should be building this. She should go up here and start doing this. These other guys should be starting to dig that out. So the faster we can get that dug, the faster we can get our machines up and going in research. And the faster we can start researching stuff to do more technological advancements. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Everybody's going on a food break. See, we need power for this guy. So yeah, we need to get some sort of power down ASAP. So manual generator. We could put that. We'll put it here. Let's make that a 7. That way it's a higher priority. Electrical wire, copper, we should have enough. So we're going to go ahead and build it straight down. Not like that. X. Alright. Let's go back down to copper wire again. Copper wire. Straight down like so. Come here and into there. This guy go here into that. Probably should have changed the priority ahead of time. Alright, we'll put all that as a 7, so that'll take priority. Get that going. Let's look at our guys. So you can bring up your jobs and we'll see who is going to be our athletic one here. That will be working on power. So he's not athletic at all. So let's take him off. She's at 0. Athletic 9. Athletic 2. We can leave these two to make power for now. Let's see you making power. Alright, good. Is this guy? There we go. Now we're making... Nope, no power. She fell asleep. Yeah, I'm glad we have that other guy as a backup. See, now we're making oxygen. Okay. So now we're generating oxygen. They're getting this all cleared out. Let's see. We need to do some research. Let's get a research station down. We want to put some batteries, and we don't want to put it too close. That's where that's at. So let's put that guy there. Do some more electrical wire. Hope we have enough. Yeah, we got enough resources. Copper ore is good. Alright. Like that. Let's get some tiny batteries. Right in that area there. I don't want to put them too close to the wheel because they do give off heat. Alright. And let's go ahead and change priorities. So 7. Let's get all that up and going. Let's isolate that. Got all this food on the ground, which is a good thing. See, they're coming to get more resources. And they're going to be building. Who do we have assigned for research? Research. You can take him off. He's a -3. She's 8. He's 7. Or she's 7. So those will be good. Both of those will do well for research. Anything else that we need? Okay, nothing that's crazy at the moment. Alright, yeah, they're finishing the copper wires now. Once that happens, that'll be research. Research should be powered. Alright, now let's go ahead and open research, and let's start with this here, farming. So that's going to be our... Select research right there. Alright. No, I want this guy. Power. Why is it selecting? There we go. Alright. That should be selected. It might be waiting for power in order for it to select the fabrication, so let's go and speed these up a little bit more. There we go. Alright, it's got power. And select, and we'll do it continuously as long as there's something that needs to be researched. So, and we'll put the priority on research to 7 because that needs to be done. Go ahead and build another storage compartment. Make that oh, that's a 5. That'll be fine. Everybody's eating. She's doing research. We also need to start digging. Put that as a 6. Start digging this area out right here. So we'll get more of this advance going on, and then I'll BRBs. And we're back. Alright. So we learned research. We learned enough to make planter boxes. So now we have all these boxes right here planted with mealwood seeds. We did have something called I think it's a briar something seed. Anyway, it looks like it's more efficient food wise. However, it requires a temperature colder than what we have here. So this is all 23.6 degrees Celsius. That particular seed needed temperatures anywhere from negative 23 degrees Celsius to a max of 23 degrees Celsius. So this right here is too hot, too hot, too hot, barely cold enough, but none of this area is going to be stable because apparently this plant gives off heat. So even though it yields more food, it won't grow in this area because it's just too warm for what it needs. So it would be stifled and won't grow. We have also started clearing this area out here. We had to put a massage table down because Banal here is actually getting stressed. She's at 40% stress. And once they get too stressed, they start acting out depending upon what their particular let's see, she's probably destructive. But anyway, each of the little guys here have, let's see, stats. She vomits. So when she gets overly stressed, she vomits and she throws up all over the place. So we're trying to get her stress down. So we made a massaging table that should get her stress down. Everybody else is okay. 14%, 11%, and 9%. So right now it can be managed. Made another bed because we do have another duplicate ready to go. But this is where we're going to stop for this episode. It's going to run a little bit long. I'm trying to keep these episodes to about 20-something, 30 minutes tops. And we don't want to go too much further. So for now, that's it. Got some food planted. We made some oxygen. Have some research done. I even started, I'll show you what I did. I started on, open this guy here. So we've learned this guy while they're doing everything else to get some of these other things. Apparently there's some refrigerated food that I came across and it said we didn't have a refrigerator for it. So I'm going to learn that real quick and get that. In order to learn the second part though, we have to start doing more technology. So we'll discuss that in the next episode. We're going to stop right here. If you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, feel free to share the video as you see fit, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah.